Blood Bowl aficionados of all statures, genders, races, intelligence levels, and trolls. Welcome to Get Medieval Blood Bowl. Tonight we are streaming another Upstarts match. This is round 4 of our Upstarts League, where Sigmar Skirmishers will be facing off against Death by Snoo. That is a human versus Amazon matchup. Going to take a quick look at the teams before we get started here. So, Death by Snoo. Again, a Amazon team. Team, I believe, has 12 active players for tonight. Let's see. 1, 5, 9, no, 11 active players for tonight. Pretty fresh team. Just a couple level ups here. We've got Wrestle on 1 line woman, 1 blitzer with guard, and accurate on a thrower. Team is carrying an apothecary and 4 team rerolls. Flipping through to the other side, we have Sigmar Skirmishers, my human team. We've managed to hit the lottery on some star player points over the past couple of weeks. So we've got a 11-player roster with 5 level ups so far. We have a blitzer that's picked up Mighty Blow, a blitzer that lucked into a strength upgrade, another blitzer with Mighty Blow, block on our thrower, and because we've got Amazons, I went ahead and took tackle on the lineman that probably won't stick around for too long anyway. Let's be honest, linemen are dead men walking, might as well snipe the opponent a little bit with it. Anyway, so the team is carrying 3 rerolls and an apothecary. We've got a coaching assistant and a cheerleader that I'm willing to cut at any time. Just depends on what the opponent's team value is at any given time and whether or not it gets me anywhere. In this case, Death by Snoo is down by 1100 team value. In a league, I might cut those 2 auxiliary pieces here. He's got 80,000 gold. If he really wants another reroll, he can have it. And if he gets a couple of babes in a Upstarts match, not a big deal because, well, you know, that's just more targets coming back on the pitch to hopefully put some temporary injuries on. All right, so went ahead and sent our invite to get started. We'll see if he's actually ready. I expect this to be a semi-silly match in that I don't know that either one of us is going to be trying all that hard to win our games. Again, we're just kind of farming experience points or star player points, as it were, and trying to improve our teams before we potentially put these teams into the main league. And of course, my opponent got a little cheeky and said, "You know what? No, we're gonna throw some injuries in there and hire ourselves a chainsaw wielding goblin." Which, you know, anybody else, I might take offense for that. JT, he needs the advantages where he can get them, so we'll see what comes of it. Ooh, weather, yay! So, seeing that, I immediately think, hey, let's kick the ball. Normally, I want to be swinging first because I'm a bash kind of player and I want to put some people on their butts. But in this case, I'm thinking that I probably just want my opponent to have to be the one to deal with the fact that we might not be playing in ideal conditions and hope that the weather shifts on the next kickoff when I'm grabbing the ball. All right. All these players and not an ounce of armor in sight. And then our chainsaw wielding goblin. And his cousin, the referee. All right, so we are given the choice. So Yeah, let's go ahead and kick. Because we can only do short or quick passes. He's got an accurate passer. He can go a little longer, so it's still advantage me, I think. I don't know exactly, but I think. All right, so with our handy dandy chainsaw there, I don't really want to put a lot of players on the line. I think I want to be a little standoffish. But not too standoffish. Because the last thing I want is to give him the ability to slip through some gaps and get into the backfield easily. Even though he doesn't have the ability to do long passes right now, that weather might shift again on kickoff. So we're up close to the line, ready to pounce if possible, but at the same time, we are still only allowing theoretically 4 blocks on the kickoff, maybe more if there's a quick snap and he gets to move a couple of squares with his line and engage this second row, but you know, if that happens, I'll deal with it. That just means I get more assists on the blocks that are thrown. So kind of as expected, he's stacking up a little heavy on the line. I'm kind of surprised that he's sending the chainsaw after the ogre. I'm not sure exactly what the idea is there, but you know, I'm not going to complain. Guess maybe he's thinking that he can get enough players in to support if we get these 2 linemen out of the way. But, well, let's see where his guard piece is, because that's about the only way that he's going to get up to strength 6. Oh, and we got that quick snap. Lovely. What are we going to do about it? And we are engaging. Sweet. So I don't really understand the point of getting all close in like that. I don't think the Amazon actually want to have a stand-up fight here. But again, it's an Upstarts league. Do some crazy stuff. It's not like the results of this game really matter. So again, where is our guard piece? Right there, this blitzer. So I feel like they're going to be the one to actually perform a blitz this turn. So far, so good. Hey, look at that. Our guard blitzer's the one taking the blitz. That's right. You roll all the defender stumbles, I'll roll all the pals. That's how this game will go, right? Right? Right. Okay, so sacrificial lineman is stunned. And we're building a cage now. After having engaged as many players as possible on the line. I'm not entirely sure of the logic behind all this, but again, We'll take it. Thanks. Oh, so that's why we have so many rerolls. All right, so prior to the kickoff event, we were looking at getting 4 blocks against the humans. And now we're going to be dealing, looks like 4 blocks back at the Amazons after having just taken a stun. Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that. All right, let's see what we can do in return. So, obvious for a tackler to make our first block here. Hey, what do you know? Let's follow that up. All right. I really want to make that block, but I'm trying to make myself wait till later in the turn to throw the ogre out there just in case with the loner biting me. So let's see what we can line up here. I think these guys will hold their own over here on this flank. Aw. All right. I really want to get some players out of here. Yeah, why not? Let's get greedy. No joy. All right. Well, let's at least make sure she stays kind of still. We'll zone off some support. My inner orc wants to actually base this line woman here, but I'm trying to be better about these kind of things. All right, I'm okay with it if these guys stay still. So let's go goblin hunting. Survey says. And goblin down. Sweet. All right. Now I kind of want to do a little bit of a shuffle here, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay with this setup as is. Yeah, we're just going to leave those guys still. So, didn't quite get as much havoc as I was hoping for. I really wanted at least one of these players here to go down on this flank. But we got a removal this turn on turn 1 of playing defense. I can't complain too much. Especially since that one removal basically negated the entirety of my opponent's, what you call it, the free money allocation stuff. All right, is that That's okay. I'm good with that. I'm especially good with that if we keep pushing those dodges. A 3+ with a reroll will eventually fail. Alright, looks like we are going to try to get semi-serious about scoring as we are pushing decently hard on this flank. But this blitzer right here, this blitzer might be going out of bounds, like now. Let's head off this advance before it gets started too heavily. Ooh, that's quite the risk there. But it pays off. Well, I don't know that it pays off that much, but it gets him out of there. Dice will do what dice will do. Surprised they got out of there, but I'm okay with it. Of course, it's that one that fails. Still, I'm good with that. All right. So in order to make sure this player goes out, what do we need to do first? We need to clear a path and mark this blitzer. That's stage 1. Stage 2 will be an extra tackle zone. And stage 3 is to politely ask you to have a seat on the bench. Every player removed is one less that I have to deal with later. All right, now let's see about marking this player up. We can afford to go 2-on-1 there because, well, we've got a 2-player advantage, which I'm totally okay with pressing. So, let's get our ogre into the fight. Let's see. Put some pressure on the back of the cage, make it not that easy to flip around. And then we'll get some folks out front as well. And get ourselves some support for our tackle block. All in all, I'm pretty happy with this position. Feel like we've got them cordoned in decently well. And again, we get the stumbles on the tackle block. I like it. Sweet. Good turn. That seems very decisive. It's like he knew exactly what he wanted to do right out of the gate. I guess this does potentially hand him a way to break through. Because if he brings somebody up here and puts them on the sideline, that's going to give him a chance to throw a 2-die block here and potentially then blitz this lineman and break through. Let's see if that's what we do. No, we're going to go ahead and blitz the one in front. I'm okay with it. That does mark this lineman, so these two can get through. Sort of. They don't really want to have to dodge past this lineman. Really feel like that blitz should have been on the lineman after oh, that's right. He had to move this other player in, so he did throw the one block that he could have done without the blitz. That's right. All right, so it was not a misplay. It was just Nuffle saying, nah, good plan, but not going to work. All right, I don't really want to. That might be a foul situation just to get this person off the pitch. I'll decide how I feel about that in a minute. All right, we got a strength advantage block right there. But first, let's set up our defense. Want another player back there. That's almost enough defense. Not really, but kind of. Yeah, and I'm okay with however this turns out. So let's go ahead and corral these ladies a little more. Let's see how hard we can press these guys up against the sideline. Oh, I was kind of hoping that guard piece would go. Oh well. Let's continue to add some pressure. And let's make some mistakes. I really don't want to do this foul. It's a Upstarts league. Doesn't get me star player points. It doesn't get him star player points. We're passing. JT, if you ever watch this, just remember, I played nice. I guess it would be kind of fair to say that I have a bit of a reputation for playing with a hard edge in this league. In my defense, I think the very first warm-up game I played in the league, trying to just familiarize myself with human opponents rather than the AI. I got a nice little turn 16 foul on me to end the game, so if I play hard, it's because that's the way that I was presented from the get-go. All right, so I'm pretty happy about the positioning because our ball carrier can't escape without a couple more blocks that involve dodges or the ball carrier themselves risking themselves on a blitz. Yeah, I'm really liking this whole pinned against the sideline thing. Especially because as tight as we are packed, any dodges that are made are going to be at a penalty because you're always dodging into a additional tackle zone. Flipping things around as the Amazon player, I really don't know what the right move is here. I mean, that's the safest way to set up a blitz on Hans with the thrower. So yeah, I mean, I guess. Okay, it paid off. All right, so you busted out. Now what? Doesn't really matter where you go from here. That blitzer's still going to be able to get to you when they get back up. So yeah, retreat to cover. All right, that block will help. That block will help. So what we are hoping for here is a series of pushes. Let's play bumper cars. So if I'm thinking this through properly, if I block here and push this linewoman to here, the blitzer goes out. And we want players removed from the pitch, so let's go ahead with that. And because I think that's how that works, I'm going to get greedy. The guard piece going away is more important than the linewoman going away. Yep. Surf away. Oh, we didn't use dodge. Interesting. All right, well, thank you for the star player points and the second removal there. Didn't really matter if you used dodge or not, other than the fact that I couldn't block them again, I guess, to push them out with somebody else. I don't know. That seems like a weird call, but I'm good with it. All right, so now here, I'm hoping that we can leave this linewoman on her feet and push her to here, I think. All right, well, it didn't happen, so I'm not all that worried about it. We will just follow up. Yeah. Get us into the mess there. All right. Let's make sure that the ogre is in position to hand out some free hugs until he goes bonehead. All right, well, at least we got that out of the way early in the turn and know what he is or is not going to do this turn. Now then, let's box these guys in just a little bit. And press our advantage a little bit more. And this is going to require a go for it, but kind of okay with it. Oh yeah, it is a blizzard. Meh, the heck with it. We got rerolls. That's what they're here for. Ha, we would have failed that normally anyway. Alright, that's not what we wanted to see, but we've already used a reroll, so it is what it is. Alright, continuing to play nice, no foul over here. And let's see if we messed around and got Mr. Panzerman surfed off the pitch with that move. All in all, this is a rough start to the game here. We've had 5 removals so far in 4 turns. And only one of them so far is rewarded, or I keep wanting to say experience points, star player points. And fortunately, it's just a badly hurt as well. Development league like this, that's kind of what you want to fish for. Unless you're really just, happen to be playing your arch rival of some sort. All right, that couldn't have gone much better because now the opponent is out of rerolls. Granted, they've got catch there, pass there, and dodge pretty much everywhere. So they've got rerolls for some of the important stuff built in, but still, they're not rerolling anything on blocks for the rest of the half. I am good with that. Apparently, Mr. Mongo Dwarf Smasher was obscuring the view of one of the bodies on the floor. All right. Our pincer over here continues to do its work on the line woman. Let's just keep you out of the game for a little while. All right, is there anything we can do here that is going to result in some more surfing? Let's start with a block here. I'm okay with you staying on your feet. Let's press towards the sideline. Now that frees up Gunther for an assist on this block. All right, now we're going to close up this spot so that when Mr. Hans Hamelin, which we'll call Hans 1, throws a block here, that we will assist with the lineman. The idea is I'm looking to push these guys on down the chain and get this line woman in a position where she can be pushed out. Didn't work. I'm not going to get greedy because we are down to our last reroll. So instead, let's see, we don't have a strength bonus there yet, so we're gonna, uh-oh. All right. Now I'm kind of torn for what to do. Let's see about moving this guy kind of out of the way a little bit and blitzing here. Don't really want the both down result. I want the push out of this to send somebody out of bounds. And sure, yeah, let's follow up. Have fun on the bench. All right. Now then, we want to pin this blitzer in, but not put somebody behind the other blitzer so that we don't get served in return. So we're adding a lot of players to the bench over here for the Amazons, but we're not actually putting them out, which is kind of a surprise considering armor 7. There's no breaks happening, at least. All right. Yeah, I guess that was the best block that they could throw. Ugh, that's harsh. That is harsh, harsh, harsh. All right. Let's see if we can't get some of these folks out of here. Mongo Smash, I think. What? Yeah, I'm gonna give Mongo the rights. All right, another KO, so at least that's a 4+ chance that they stay down. And now let's see about, first of all, standing some folks up. And then let's look at trying to get a level up here, because we do have a blitzer with 3 star player points. Yep, scurry away, scurry away. And now let's make sure that that blitzer stays where they're supposed to be. And this blitzer stays where they're supposed to be. All right. There's a part of me that wanted to go ahead and score with this blitzer this turn and keep the start player points potential rolling in. The problem with that is there's a lot of Amazons coming back in as it is, and then 3 more KO'd already. If we give them 2 chances to wake up, there's a chance that the opponent's back at full strength for the second half, and kind of want to avoid that. I'd like to at least press a little bit of an advantage. Let's see if we fail again. Nope, actually got out this time. Do you dare? You probably don't, but I don't know, you might try it. Nope. Probably smart play there. All right. First of all, let's make sure that blitzer can't get to us. We'll run up some yardage this way, I suppose. Not that it really matters. Let's work on bracketing some players. Where's our mighty blow? That might be our blitz there, actually. No, we'll save him. Get our ogre in on the action. All right, let's throw a block here and see what happens. Okay, I guess I kind of messed that up a little bit, as I've given myself a 1 die block now, but we're still going to take it. So probably shouldn't have pushed that player closer to the ball carrier, but I got away with it because I did have room to spare, and they still can't reach. But in this mess, I have not left myself in the best of positions, especially now when we can at least go for it into this position, and the blizzard bit us. Cool. Alright, so now with no rerolls, I should not throw any blocks before halftime. That would be foolish, but it's a development league. Block away. Yep, that's why I didn't want to spin that blitz there last time around. Alright. That'll get Mongo back in. Mongo says no. Mongo doesn't want to be in. Alright, one last fishing attempt. And still coming up empty on more injuries. Really surprised considering the armor 7, but whatever. Not a whole lot else to do. We pushed our luck farther than we should have. We score because we got away with the fishing expeditions and move on to the second half. Let's see how many of those KOs wake up. The injury doesn't wake up. All 3 wake up, which is kind of what I was afraid of. But at least the goblin gets sent off for carrying a chainsaw, so we do still have a 1-player advantage. Yep, 11 on 10. So hopefully this will be where we get to go complete stomp stomp bashy bashy, because that was a lot of players on the line, which now my opponent is thinking better of. Good, good, good. All right, so in this case, kind of want our blitzers up on the line, just in case we get that nifty little quick snap that my opponent's already taken advantage of once, so that they can immediately start throwing some blocks if we are fortunate enough to end up in that situation. All right. couple of these linemen are just going to be filling gaps in case something goes completely wonky. I don't expect my opponent to have kick, but I still want to keep another player back just in case. Let's not be too greedy here. Perfect. We got our quick snap. That means we get to throw some extra blocks here. All right, let's get on up in here. I guess that's one of those instances that folks call streamer's luck, that I kind of spoke that quick snap into existence. What's the right way to go about this? Let's do a little dance for the ogre. Cool. Get him further upfield to where theoretically the action might be. Now then, those Amazons are really dodgy. I don't like risking the failed pickup roll so early in the turn, but we're at least gonna get a tackle zone on the ball. And let's at least get one or two of our blocks in first. I really don't want to throw the block with the ogre yet. Yeah, sure, let's go ahead. Do the pickup. Do that thing. And since this is a blizzard, we're not really going to be trying much of the way of passing. So we'll just leave that right there. Now we'll throw the ogre. I want to save my rerolls a little bit more in the second half here. I feel like I used them too aggressively in the first half. Just not able to fish for much of anything this turn. didn't want to throw the Mighty Blow block there because there was a chance of the wrestle just saying, nah, you don't get to actually do that. So I feel like it was better to leave that as the non-Mighty Blows blitz. And now I guess the block on his blitzer kind of makes that equivalent, but yeah. And again, I said I wanted to save those rerolls. I really want to, but no, I want to get those Mighty Blows through. And I should have stuck with the plan. All right, well, we'll just stay right where we are and pretend I just started with 2 rerolls this half, right? Right, cool. Everything's going according to plan. In all actuality, kind of an unproductive turn there, especially considering that I got that quick snap to get some extra blocks in. All we really got out of it was a stun, but we did get the ball picked up successfully, so that's something, I guess. Now, I do kind of expect my opponent to be making a relatively strong push towards getting over here and getting to the ball carrier, because I've left kind of a weak screen here on my right hand side. But I'm curious if they're going to let me sneak around here and push for a score with one of these blitzers by coming in too aggressively. Whoop. Down we go. That's the problem I have with the Amazons and to an extent with the Kislev. Trying to push for agility roll after agility roll with AG3, it just doesn't seem like there's going to be the payoff that you're hoping for there. All right. Let's get you based up at least before I do anything dumb. Yay! Come on, non-permanent. Badly hurt. Perfect. I don't know, maybe I don't need to be that concerned about it, but again, I don't want to beat my opponent up too badly here. Oop, oop, oop. Oh, come on. Karma's supposed to work in my favor when I don't actually try to hurt my opponent, right? Oh well. Early turnover for him, early turnover for me, plus I get a injury in the middle of that exchange. I'm coming out ahead, I think. Still kind of wish I'd went ahead and moved the thrower into a better position before this, but what are you going to do? All right, so with that mark, you can get a 1 die on the ball. You can press your luck there. And all right, now you got 2 dice on it. Got to dodge through to do it. But still, it's the right move. Survey says, yep. And good scatter for you. Now what? So now, I'm guessing you want to keep all these players over here marked so that it's harder for me to come in and support. Oh, probably should have followed that. You don't want to leave the tackle guy free. Especially with the catcher having the ball. Because I'm not afraid to take a both down in that situation to get him out. Ooh, that's complicated. Especially with tackle involved in all of that. All right. Let's see what our order of operations is here. La da da da. I don't think ball retrieval this turn is going to be viable. So we're just going to go ahead and stand our thrower up. Ogre can't really get there no matter how we go about this. All right, this seems counterintuitive, but I want to clear the ogre a path, so I'm going to start here. So far, so good. Let's follow to make you dodge away. All right, so now I want the ogre to move to here. So now that gives Mr. Panzerman a 2-die block on the Blitzer. And what that's going to do is push our catcher out into the open. And don't really want to spend our last reroll this soon, but we'll do it if we have to. Yep. We had to. Oof. That probably gave up a touchdown. I was trying to get the tackle a 2-die blitz on the catcher. And it was just a little too convoluted of an action chain to do it. So this catcher should really just hightail it out of there. But I guess we're going for the block ourselves free method, which the block your way to what you want to do is what I just tried. It didn't work, but I guess we'll make it function. All right, so did that to myself, I suppose. All right, yep. If I was him, I would start running away with every opportunity I had, because my best recourse to force this into something other than a 1-1 tie is to throw as many blocks and such as I can and try to cause some damage. We need to get some pressure down in this area in case we can force the score. Let's make sure that everybody knows we mean business over here. And let's throw some more blocks. Oh, let's be nice and hit the 0 star player points. All right. Let's see if the Amazons are going to delay and play for the result, or if they're going to try and score and farm some farm some extra star player points. In their defense, I delayed in the first half. Can't blame them if they do it here, but I would obviously prefer that he go ahead and get the score out of the way if he's going to be able to do it. I think I've got enough players down here that it's not really a safe proposition completely to stall indefinitely, so we'll see. Kind of curious as to what his goal is here. I guess maybe he sticks the catcher behind those two and tries to delay. Yep. That's what we're doing. It's a good wrestle. That gives the thrower an easy dodge out if they want it. No, we got greedy. Well, I don't know if that's actually greedy. All right. Suddenly realizing that's the first removal we've taken all game. I'm pretty okay with this result so far. All right. So let's at least start trucking down the field and threaten, even if nothing's actually going to come of it. Threatening is still good. Really want that guard player out of there. In some shape, form, or fashion. I suppose we could potentially go ahead and force the score here with a push. Do we want to do that? No, actually, I don't think we do. I think that we want to make him do it. Because there's always a chance of failure. Alright, now over here we should probably be pressing the issue even harder by throwing in a key foul here and there. But again, I don't want to do that to him. Alright, throw enough blocks, it'll happen eventually. Let's see, they've got enough folks there to be able to throw an advantage block if they want to. Alright, so that move surprises me. Guess maybe if you don't follow up on it, yeah. You could potentially bring that blitzer around. Yeah, that's what I thought. Should have been a blitz. Alright, so now what are we doing? Still in a rough position here. Don't really like where I'm at. Well, that's what we save all those rerolls for, and reroll doesn't get much better. I'm kind of okay with that. All right, let's stand up some of these players. Let's not kid ourselves. The real action is to be had down here. And I think it's going to start with the ogre. Yeah, I've basically got to block everybody this turn. Getting that one out of the way and following up means that we can take a 2-die block on our blitzer and hopefully remove the guard. Didn't work. Okay, so looking pretty likely for a 1-1 draw. $35 out of 36 times, something better happens there. Now I'm confused. Why are we not just scoring? We're wanting to do a handoff and put the star player points there. I mean, I guess we got 3 rolls. Sure, why not? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! This match just gets weirder and weirder, which I think is a good way to describe all of our Upstarts games so far. None of them have been normal because we're not necessarily approaching the game in 100% normal fashion. Now, the other side of what that just did, if he does still score a touchdown, which still fairly high percentage of chance that he could, it's even less likely now that I would be able to put together a quick score. Now, I'm really tempted to make that block with the ogre here, but especially with this blitzer having block, there's no way to actually get him up to strength 7 in that block, so we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. So let's try to move him in for support at least. Yep, good, because there was not a whole lot of other ways we could have done this. All right, and blitz away. Survey says ogre with the ball. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Good luck getting that out. Meanwhile, I don't guess that blitzer's going much of anywhere. Let's make sure of it, though. Just for kicks and giggles, you know. All right. I probably shouldn't have moved the thrower there because there's a chance that I could string something together to actually make a touchdown out of this. It's not a good chance, but it is feasibly a chance. Not a lot to be done here. But even with the very low odds of success, let's at least get somebody in range to potentially score. Yep, and with him down, that's not happening. Because now we don't have a potential relay and pass. Especially not in the weather. It is what it is. We'll just throw some more blocks and call it a night. Which I'm pretty sure it's exactly what the Amazons are on board for, throwing some more blocks and calling it a night. Now this is an interesting and frankly ballsy play. Because there's possible... I don't really want the guy getting pushed out of bounds, but sure, we'll risk it. Why not? Yep, there it is. So the ogre goes out of bounds. And miracle play. Oh, oh, that would have been so bad had that worked. All right. Shoo, stop bothering me. One less player that can potentially score this turn. All right. Let's box this blitzer in. Can you get there? You cannot. Suppose it's possible with some really convoluted dodges to be able to push them, but still not very likely. All right, I can't really see what was there. I think that pretty much solidifies. No touchdown. Throw a few more blocks where we can. Let's actually use block on a blitzer for once in this game. And I guess we can try to farm a point. Sure. Nope. No points for me. and a chance at a score for him. Again, another one of those moves that you don't do if you care about the outcome of the match. In this case, I really didn't care. Oh, what are the odds that the one other activated player is the one that the ball goes straight to? Okay, throw our last cleanup blocks and let's get out of here. Hopefully as healthy as both teams entered. More so, really, as Amazons do have one player that was not able to participate in this game. So, what my opponent is asking about now, for this development league, we are experimenting with the tabletop version of the MVP rules, in which you don't use the auto-generated MVP candidate that picks at random from your entire roster. Instead, we pick 3 of our choice players and roll a virtual D3 to decide which one of those 3 gets the honors. It lets us keep the points from going to mercenaries or to hired and starred players or to dead players or to players we just really don't want leveling up. So some folks like it, some folks don't. It's an experiment. All right, rerolled there. Got ourselves some cash. We'll probably spend that between matches this time around. Added fan factor. And let's look at our statistics. Not a whole lot to be gleaned out of any of that. Star player points. We didn't really hit the jackpot this time, but we did get some points where we wanted them on our blitzers in particular. Dice rolls were fairly average. Looks like they skewed low just a little bit, but yeah, that's okay. Nothing out of the ordinary completely. On our block dice, yeah, pretty close to average. You know, more skulls and more stumbles than expected against a Amazon team. Why wouldn't you? But not the end of the world. Then for Snoo, a little low on the stumbles, but definitely low on the pushes. So I feel like that kind of evens out. And then for their D6s, fairly average. I'm going to say that the 2s and the 5s being high kind of cancel each other out. The important thing to note is that chainsaw roll, yeah, it succeeded, didn't kick back on him, but didn't catch a armor break out of it. So I'm all in all happy that we just got through the game without any major issues. All right, well, I appreciate you guys riding along tonight for those that tuned in or for those that will pick up on YouTube later. I guess good morning or good evening to you, wherever you are. Hope to have some more eventful matches up soon, and we will talk to you then. Thanks, and good night.